Hugh McInnish came to Montgomery to visit the other day and had a press conference at the foot of the state capitol, ironically, where Martin Luther King stood, to lay claim to the fact that he had new evidence about the fact that Barack Obama is not qualified to be president because he's not a natural-born citizen. Well, I called the young Democrats over at Huntington College, and I said, why don't you go with me over there and see what a tinfoil hat really looks like? Because they probably will be wearing them. So my crowd, under cover, of course, I had my dark glasses on, went over there, and there were more of us than then, but when Mr. McInnish got up, he praised the youth of America for coming out to hear him talk about why Barack Obama was not qualified. Well, he made his speech. The Republican Party, because we were calling the press and saying, you need to come hear this guy. And they were saying, well, the Republican Party's calling us and begging us not to show up. But they did, and he came out with his stuff. It's interesting because I've heard several people speak that are the leaders in the Democratic Party, in the Republican Party, and you know, it's fascinating. The one person he quoted was Joseph Goebbels. I heard a man speak who is on the National Republican Committee man from Alabama. His name is Paul Reynolds. He's from Greenville, Alabama. Obviously didn't go to the same church or grow up on the same street I grew up on. He spoke over in Linden, and guess who he quoted? He quoted Adolf Hitler. This is what we're dealing with when we're dealing with the Republican Party. But anyway, back to Mr. McInnish. His lovely wife introduces him as one of the greatest American patriots to ever live in the state of Alabama. And he had his little coterie of followers there. Then he gets up and talks about he has the absolute proof to prove that Barack Obama should not be president of the United States. And on he goes. But he made the mistake of passing out a card and said, for more information, and some of these folks were with him, that you probably know, I didn't catch their names, were from Huntsville, his advisors. He passed out a card and said, here, go to this website and learn more about why Barack Obama should be thrown out of the White House in the country. So I went to the website. It was called curveaea.com. Do you know that the link that website took you to was a link to the Ku Klux Klan called VDare. You go home today and you look at VDare.com, and it's absolutely amazing. Hugh McInnish is an avowed racist. And I stood on the Capitol steps and I said, this is the face of the Republican Party. He sits on the state executive committee. He sits on the Madison County executive committee of the party, and therefore I believe that he speaks for that party. He's just not smart enough to keep his mouth shut like some of the other Republicans. He doesn't know when not to talk. And I was appalled and amazed that he would come to Montgomery and not just argue a legal point when he obviously has no legal experience, but to stand there talking about representing the fair-minded Republicans in the state with the garbage that he was spewing out.